Hey book lovers, it's Sam, and today I'm going to be reviewing Rundown by Michael Cadnum. So, Rundown is about 16-year-old Jennifer Thayer who fakes an assault by a serial rapist going around her town to gain the attention of her slightly dysfunctional family. And the fake assault takes place right in the beginning of the book, and the rest of the book is just kind of her journey through that and trying to help the detectives with their investigation and trying to navigate her relationships with her family after it happens, and kind of her internal conflict about faking this assault. So I didn't particularly enjoy this book. I gave it a 2 out of 5 stars. The synopsis seemed really intriguing and it drew me in. I really wanted to know more about Jennifer and more about the relationships between everyone in the Thayer family and how that had led her to do this kind of terrible thing. However, the book doesn't really do that great of a job at explaining those things. It kind of briefly touches on their emotions and how the family interacts, but it doesn't really delve deep into it, which is what I really would have liked it to do. It's just kind of like, oh, this is how mom is, this is how dad is, this is how my sister Cass is, but it doesn't really in great detail talk about how that affected Jennifer and how that led Jennifer to do this. Also, Jennifer instantly regrets what she did within, the second she's sitting in the police department. She's like, I am in over my head, I can't believe I just did this, which is a good thing. You should regret that. However, throughout the rest of the book, she's simultaneously trying to avoid the investigation and help it. She kind of feels bad for the detectives and really wants to help them catch this guy, but at the same time she knows she can't because she was never actually attacked by him. And I kind of, again, the same thing, I wish it would have gone deeper into that internal conflict of what she did. It just kind of touches on it and skims the surface, but doesn't really dive into it as much as I would have liked it to. Also, her mom really hates cops, so she's trying to get Jennifer out of having to help the investigation in any way possible. So that's kind of another little wrench in the plot, but which works to Jennifer's advantage because she can't actually help them very much, but she wants to. So it's, again, goes back to that internal conflict. And also there's a lot of random details and events just thrown in there that are kind of unnecessary. And so one of the examples is Jennifer's ex-boyfriend who moved away is in it for a little bit, and which kind of makes sense because he found out about what happened and wants to be there and support her through it. However, it's just a little tiny segment, and instead of throwing in this extra character, Cadnum could have used that time to develop her relationships with the rest of the people in her family and go deeper into that versus she's like, oh hey, here's another character that has a kind of problematic relationship with that I'm not going to tell you great details about. So that was kind of frustrating. And it's actually kind of funny. There's a part where it talks about how Jennifer's best friend Marta isn't very smart, and she says the same thing but in slightly different ways to make it sound like she's saying something all the time. And I kind of felt like Cadnum did this in his writing, so I thought that was kind of funny because there's details that'll appear in multiple spots but in slightly different wording, so maybe you don't realize that he already explained this. And I kind of just felt like it was page fillers a lot of the time, and just not a lot was happening, even though it's a pretty complex idea to start with. Not a lot was happening throughout the whole book as much as I would have liked. So yeah, overall I was not impressed, unfortunately. I thought I was going to enjoy it, but I didn't, but you win some, you lose some. So yeah, again, I give it a 2 out of 5 stars. If you've read Rundown, comment below and tell me what you thought, and come back for new videos every Friday. Bye!